Hey guys, how's it going? Arsenal opinions here. What a great result last night. Played really well. Really impressed with the team. Obviously, some players stood out more than others, but overall, as a team performance, it was really good. And again, bad weather, obviously to be expected this time of year, as it is, London or England, whatever. The island that keeps giving. Yeah, so standard Liege. I mean, all right, don't get me wrong. You can't be too, you can't be too over the top about it, hyped up about it. Obviously they didn't offer much standard Liege, but at the end of the day, you still got to beat them. Like any team. Um, so yeah, I mean, overall, all the players played well. I can't really fault any of them. You know. Um, our goalkeeper only had to make a couple of saves, so that was pretty standard affair, straight at him. Obviously still got to save them, but excuse me. But yeah, so yeah, I was impressed. Um, Out of all the players, though, I mean, yeah, of course there were standout ones more than others. Kieran Tierney, he's quality, definite quality. I mean, it ain't just his defending and where to be and everything like that. It's going forward, bit of pace going forward, and he's got sight. He's got sight to pass the ball. Which you should have. You're a footballer. That's. I'm sorry, but I don't. You're not a robot. You know, that's the difference. That's what makes the difference between an average player, a good player, and a great player. And by great player, you're talking about Messi, Ronaldo, people like that, because they're on it all the time. They want to be part of it all the time. And that's what I like with the youngsters. They're always trying. They want to, obviously they want to prove themselves because they want to be in the main team, the Prem team. And I think a lot of them did that, you know. Um, and did anyone notice, even though there was no Xhaka, um, I ain't saying he doesn't have a game here and there, that he's alright in and everything, but he slows the game down. See, and that is Arsenal's problem. By the time we get the ball normally, it takes so long faffing about with it in midfield that the other team's defence is back, got themselves structured, and it's harder for Arsenal to break them down. Now, obviously, Aubameyang breaks teams down and does really well with it, which saves us. I know people going, oh, without, if it wasn't for Aubameyang's goals, we'd be 19th. You could say that about any team. That's a fucking stupid thing to say. I'm sorry, but it is. Take away Harry Kane's goals. Take away, I mean, he is a good player, even though I fucking hate Spurs. But you take anyone's goals away. Take Hazard's goals away or his creativity from Chelsea last season. Where would a Chelsea have been? It's a stupid thing to say. He's part of the team and he's a striker. You're paying him fucking big money. You should be scoring goals. If you're a striker and you're not scoring goals, you're not a striker. And you should be benched until you start doing what you're meant to be doing. Same with any fucking player on that pitch. If you're not doing what you should be doing, you should be benched. Bring someone else in. That's the way it goes. Then that's the way it should be. And you should have rotation. Anyway, so don't want to get too down in the dumps because it was a good result and we deserve to win, etc., etc. So I just say who the best players were personally. Mustafi had a good game, made a couple of mistakes, but overall, done really well with this because the defence seems to more know what they're doing. Even though I must say, there was a few crosses that Liege's done, which really weren't dealt with. They was more left alone. Bellerin, I know he's only just come back and he's still finding his feet again. He was good for the most part. Couple of times he was a bit side passing, a bit back passy, but we was controlling the game from early on, obviously because of the strikes of Martinelli. And I know everyone's going, oh, he's 18 years old, he's 18-year-old, yeah, but he's not been playing football. He's not just started playing football, he's been playing football still for years. Yes, it's a step up, but as I said, if you're a good player, you're a good player. Don't matter what age you are. You know, he knows where goal is, gets the ball, and he does. He strikes the ball lovely. And he knows where the goal, you know, what I just say, he knows where the goal is. That's the striker's instinct, you know. That's why a lot of the time when you watch a game, a good striker, most of the time, doesn't even have to look up because they know where they are all the time. So boom, as soon as the ball's at their feet, strike a goal. And we should be doing that more. And I'd say that for the main team, we don't do that enough. We don't strike the ball enough, even from the outside. I mean, do you remember when we used to have like Ray Parlour? He'd be 25 yards out, and he'd shoot, and he'd score. You know, if you was to round up most of the Premier League, just the Premier League, just football in general, a lot of the goals would come from outside the box because people are not scared to shoot, and you shouldn't be scared to shoot. If you miss, so fucking what? It don't matter. Anyway, so Maitland-Niles, he's still, to me, obviously he's been chopped and changed around, defender, midfield, blah blah blah. Once he's in a position and he gets used to being in a position, I'm sure he'll improve even more. He's got speed, he's not stupid. I think he'll be fine where he is now. Rob Holding, strong game again. Got to knock him. He knows his job and gets it done. Celebus, I don't know how you pronounce his name. Anyway, always wants the ball, always wants to be on the front foot. A couple of times kept the ball longer than he should have, but overall, done great stuff. You know, always wanted to find another player and wants to move up the pitch quick. You know, unless there's no one up there, then obviously there's no point. But he played well. Torreira, I call him a hobbit. I shouldn't really, because he's a good player. He's just small. When you look at him compared to other players, it's just quite funny sometimes. Who else was we talking about? Reece Nelson got down the wings enough. Looks like he gets a bit. Looks like he gets a bit down sometimes when something don't go quite right. You know, looks a bit. I don't know if he's upset with himself or just gets a bit pissed off, maybe, because obviously all the other youngsters are scoring. And probably wants to be amongst that, like you would. Joe Willock, another one, played really well. Wants the ball, wants to score, you know, and it creates that little battle between each other. You know, Martinelli, I mean, he's got a lovely start. His header was great, you know, and that was the thing. We crossed the ball. In the box, boom, boom, boom. I mean, Willock obviously scored, but he should have. The first chance he got, and he stuck his leg out, and it went over the bar. He should have headed that. That was as clear as day. Should have headed that. I think it was Reece Nelson was brought down. That should have been a penalty. That was a clear penalty. 100% all day long. Celebus, yeah, I did talk about him. I mean, he had a good chance. He headed it straight at the keeper. But that's another thing. Either when you headed a ball, and I say this to youngsters, anyone who's watching, you know where the goalie is. Before the cross comes in, know where the goalie is. That's what I used to do when I was younger. You know where the goalie is. When the ball comes in, you know where to place it. You know. And it should always be either side of the post. You've got more chance of scoring. You always have. So yeah, that's my recommendation. You know, but yeah, as long as you try, as long as you put your body on the line, you try to score, you know, you can't knock it. Obviously, they weren't the greatest of teams. I didn't have a lot coming forward, but as I said, they had a couple of crosses, which could have been dealt with better if someone had got their head or whatever on the end of it. It could have changed the game a bit. I mean, I still think we would have won, but it could have gave them a goal or a couple of goals. There were a couple of little chances where a better team would have done more with them. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy overall. I think most people were happy overall. You know, you got to be happy. It's 4-0 at the end of the day. Could have been more. Could have been more. Should have been more. Who else? So yeah, on to our next game. I mean, I do think Martinelli should be there. Oh, sorry, I forgot to talk about Pepe. Yeah, Pepe came on, and I know he's a forward, but he was too far back a lot of the time. I know he started out with the play, so like he was sort of playing more of a midfield role a lot of the times, and to me, too far back. And then when he got the ball later on in the game, a lot of it was smothered, so he didn't get. I wouldn't say he had a clear opportunity, but he. I know he's only just come there, so you've got to give him a chance. But it looks like he needs to really, you know, fucking get on it. You know what I mean? Got to get on it. Got to get involved as much as possible. You know, and you get noticed, and you get more of the ball, and you get more confidence, and you take more shots, and that's what he needs. So yeah, I mean, on to Brighton. Yeah, I think you got to start Celebrate. I think you got to start that back four. You've got to start that back four. I don't know really what else you want to do. You've got to start the back four the same. You know, the goalkeeper, obviously, you can chop and change them. They're both good goalkeepers, truthfully. But I would start Martinelli. I'd give him a shot. You know what I mean? Why not? Put him up there with Aubameyang. Oh, lastly, I'm not sure why he brought on Aubameyang. That's the only thing I can't really understand. As good as Aubameyang is and all the rest of it, if he'd have got injured, then, you know what I mean? It causes more things for the Prem. There was no need. We'd already won the game. The only reason I can think for them bringing Aubameyang on was so we could get another goal. You know, try and get another goal or whatever. Because like top goal scorer and all that sort of business. Anyway, as I said, great result. Good to see Arsenal doing well. Yeah, and on to the next one. I hope you like the channel. Any comments are welcome. If you want to talk, I'll answer your questions or anything I know or just any ideas. I'm happy about it. Looking forward to the next game. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you can. Helps the channel. Trying to grow the channel. Anyway, cheers. Take it easy.